Được rồi em. Rồi em bắt đầu trình bày đi.
Yeah. Uh, Good afternoon, my dear teacher and everyone. First, I could like to apologize if my English isn't correct, but I'll try my best. My group has 6 members. Let me introduce myself. My name is Thùy Dung, member of Group 1, and today I'm going to talk about an aircraft. So, my group chose 737 MAX 8 accident. My presentation is divided into 8 parts. I start with some general information about Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft. Boeing 737 MAX 8, manufactured in October 2018 and delivered on November 15, 2018, registered serial number 625450, bill number 7243, and has two CFM International LEAP 1B engines. The 737 MAX 8 entered service in 2016 and made its first flight on October uh, 30, 2018, operated about 4 months at the time of accident. It was flying from Johannesburg, South Africa with number 18 A58 the night before. However, it was involved in the serious accident before. The other one was Lion Air Flight JT610 in Indonesia, October 29, 2018, that killed 189 people. Only 350 were built by the end of January 2019. The first 737 MAX flew on January 29, 2016, making it one of the newest aircraft of Boeing fleet and new general of Boeing 737. Several countries had issued a ban of Boeing 737 MAX aircraft until the cause of the crash is determined. Now I could like move on to information about accident. Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302, ET302, ET302 was a scheduled international passenger flight from Addis Ababa Bow International Airport to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to Nairobi, Kenyatta. The plane took off from Addis Ababa at 8:38 local time, with 149 passengers and 8 crew on board. On March 10, 2019, a Boeing 737 MAX 8 in flight when it disappeared from radar and crashed at 8:44 local time. 6 minutes after taking off, Addis Ababa arrived in Nairobi at 8:38 local time. The plane collided. Next slide, please. Yes, the plane collided with the crowd at near 700 mph, 1001 kilometers per hour. The plane crashed near the town of Bisostu, 62 kilometers, 39 miles, south of both international airports. Picture of the crash site show a large crater with only small debris. There were no survivors among the 157 people of 33 nationality on board. Next, I would like to invite Miss Queen to continue the presentation.
Hi, teacher and class. My name is Wing. So now we come to the next point. I will start with some general information about the passengers and crew on the flight. For crew, the captain of the plane was Jarek Getachew, 29 years old, who had been flying with the airline for almost 9 years and had logged a total of 8,122 flight hours, including 4,120 hours on the Boeing 737. He had been a Boeing 737-800 captain since November 2017 and Boeing 737 MAX since July 2018. At the time of the accident, he was the youngest captain at the airline. The first officer, Mohammed Noor, 25 years old, was a recent graduate from the airline's academy with 361 flight hours logged, including 207 hours on the Boeing 737. Next slide, please. For passengers, the airline stated that the flight's 149 passengers had 35 different nationalities. Cross-victim positive identifications were announced on September 13, 2019. Nearly 100 disaster victim identification experts from 14 countries supported the Interpol Incident Response Team mission. Many of the passengers were traveling to Nairobi to attend the fourth session of the United Nations Environment Assembly. A total of 22 people affiliated with the United Nations were killed, including 7 World Food Programme staff, along with staff of the United Nations office in Nairobi, the International Telecommunications Union, and the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. The Deputy Director of Communications for UNESCO, 2 staff of General Electric, a retired Nigerian diplomat and senior United Nations official who was working on behalf of UNITA, and a staff member of the Student Office of the International Organization for Migration were also among the dead. And notable victims on board include the Italian archaeologist and counselor for cultural heritage of Sicily, Sebastiano Tusha, and Nigerian-Canadian academic Pius Adesanya Slovak, politician Anand Hango, lost his wife and 2 children in the crash. Other notable victims include Christine Alalo, a Ugandan Polish commissioner and peacekeeper for serving with the African Union mission in Somalia. And next, I would like to invite Ms. Hong to continue the presentation.
Hello, teacher and class. My name is Hong, and now I will present the cause of accident. The report published on April 4 is the first official report on the cause of Ethiopian Airlines 737 mass crash. The Ethiopian Airlines plane crash, which killed 157 people, could have been caused by collision with an unidentified object or bird. The collision resulted in a malfunction in the angle of a touch sensor, causing the maneuverable control system (MCAS) to be activated. The pilot failed to restore control of the light. As a result, the plane crashed. The Wall Street Journal of the U.S. on April 3rd, citing an unnamed source, said that the pilots had turned up the MCAS system from the beginning, which it believed to have automatically controlled the noise of the plane to the ground. After taking off from Addis Ababa Airport, the pilot switched to pilot mode to stabilize the aircraft. However, they decided to resume power to the joystick, possibly because attempt in operator mode didn't give the desired results. The resumption of power restarted the MCAS and allowed the system to continue to steer the plane's nose down. The MCAS system, installed by Boeing on the 737 MAX model, became the focus of attention after it was believed to be the main cause of Lion Airlines plane crash in October 2018 that killed 189 people, and the Ethiopian Airlines crash. Canvas Minister Dawam also confirmed that the pilots on the ill-fated flight ET302 were fully qualified and competent, stressing that Boeing should review the flight support and control software on the 737 MAX. Recently was the head of the investigation team as saying that based on the data obtained from the live journey and a copy voice recording, So far, there are no problem with the village structure. Ethiopian Transport Minister affirmed that the investigation into the cause of the accident is not to blame anyone, but all for the highest purpose of aviation and passenger safety. The representative of the investigation team also denied the concerns of Ethiopian Airlines, emphasizing that there was no interference in the investigation process. Consequently, the RAS called the plan to be grounded worldwide, and Boeing were questioned about the reliability of the plan. It's advertised as the best-selling aircraft in history. And next, Ms. Lei will present the emergency response.
Hello teacher and class, my name is Hồng Lê. Now I will present the emergency response that was taken in the accident. Shortly after the crash, police and a fire brigade from a nearby Ethiopian Air Force base arrived and extinguished the fire caused by the accident. Police cordoned up the scene. Ethiopian Red Cross staff and accident investigators moved in. Together with local villagers, they sifted through the wreckage, recovering the wreckage of the plane, personal items, and human remains. The remains were found packed and taken to Port International Airport for storage in refrigeration equipment commonly used to preserve roast intended for export before being taken to Singapore at Addis Ababa to manage security pending identity verification. Staff from Interpol and Blank Emergency Service, a private British disaster response company contracted by the Ethiopian government, arrived to collect human tissue for DNA testing, and a police forensic team Israel also come to assist in identifying the remains of the two Israeli victims of the crash. They found Paul black box on March 11, with the first black box found at 9 a.m. and the second recorder found at 1 p.m. The black box were handed over to Ethiopian Airlines and sent to Paris for inspection by the PEA. France are accident investigation agencies. And then I would like to invite Ms. Nhi to continue the presentation.
Hi everyone, my name is Nhi. Today I will talk about interim report. There is no report on the cause of the accident. On 9 March 2020, the ECAA released an interim report on the crash. This report states that the left and the right angle of attack AOA value deviated by 59 degrees. The AOA discovery message did not appear. The left minimum operating stick and left stick shaker stick were computed to be greater than the maximum operating speed without any invalidity detection. The fixed-line director bar disappeared, then reappeared with left and right displaying different guidance. The left stick shaker activated. The nose down NCAS triggered 4 times. The right opposite clicker activated. On the third NCAS trigger, there were no corresponding motion of the stabilizer, which is consistent with the stabilizer trim cutout switches being in the cutout position at that moment. The NCAS design released on the single AOA sensor input making it vulnerable to undesired activation. The different training from B737NG to B737 MAX were inadequate. Next, I invite Ms. News to continue presentation.
Hi teacher and class. Now I'm going to continue with the presentation about the damage after the accident. And I can witness the premium increased by 10% to 15% after the crash of Ethiopian Airlines. max8 caused 157 people were killed. A senior official at a major insurance brokerage firm told Indian Financial Portal Money Control. Recently, there was the Lion Air crash, and now the Ethiopian Airlines disaster. This is a worrying change as the plane involved are all new, and it will affect premium for airlines this year. Boeing stock price dropped by as much as 5.6% after the crash. About insurance from the crash of 737 max8 flight 302 of Ethiopian Airlines. Next slide, please. Next slide. British insurer Global Aerospace led a consortium of insurer and reinsurer providing cover for Boeing. Along with reinsurer Willis International, Gwyneth Tower Watson was the insurance broker for Ethiopian Airlines, while George was the lead insurer. While the initial insurance payment will be made by Ethiopian Airlines insurer, they may look to recoup their money from Boeing insurer if they can prove that the aircraft were faulty. Boeing insurer itself an initial layer of insurance. Then comes the liability of the insurance policy for Global Aerospace. Boeing Co. in January agreed to pay $500 million to compensate the related and beneficiaries of the passengers who died in Lion Air Flight 610 and Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 in 2018 and 2019. Initial compensation to the family of crashed passengers would result payment in accordance with the Warsaw and Montreal Convention. However, the claim could be made larger if the victim family filed lawsuits, expensive injury count. Next slide, please. The family have a deadline until October 15 to file a claim. If qualified family will receive nearly $1.45 million. According to Retail News Agency, the claim fund will pass off $2.5 billion settlement agreement reached by U.S. Department of Justice with Boeing in January. I'd be great if you could ask your question after the presentation. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your presentation. It's very nice.